Let me be straight with you. If you've ever had a woman get a little flirty and then suddenly act unsure, you know how confusing that feels. Most men miss this part completely and assume she's either playing games or not interested. From my side, as a woman, it's almost never that simple. We're often asking a quieter question. If I turn the dial up, would you still respect me? In this video, I'm going to show you the moments where she's not just craving attention. She's checking if her sexuality is safe with you. Once you see these, you won't go back to guessing. Before we get into that, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you've not already, and ring that notification bell to stay up to date on all our videos. 1. She turns innocent moments into, "Is this too much?" checks. You're standing next to her in a group, maybe at work or a friend's birthday, just chatting about something harmless. She throws in a tiny comment that's a shade more suggestive than the rest of the conversation, then immediately looks at you, not the group, to see how you receive it. Most men either overreact and make it cruder, or they shut down and act like it never happened. What she's really doing is asking, "Can I be a bit more charged around you without you turning me into an object?" If you can hold eye contact, smile, and respond in a way that's relaxed instead of thirsty, you send a powerful message. Her playful side is welcome, but you're not going to push. Try something like, "You're trouble, aren't you?" with a soft smile, then calmly move the conversation on. You become the guy who can handle the moment without cheapening it, and that sets up what she does next. 2. She jokes that you couldn't handle her if she really tried. You're walking together after drinks, or maybe you're sitting side by side at a bar. The music's low, you can feel the warmth of her arm near yours. The vibe is light, there's been teasing back and forth. Then she drops a line like, "You couldn't handle me if I actually tried?" with a laugh that's half shield, half invitation. Most men either argue, "Oh, trust me, I could," or get flustered and change the subject. What you're missing there is that she's not just flexing confidence. She's asking if you'd still see her as more than a body if she stopped being good. Inside her head, it sounds like, "If I let you know I'm not as innocent as I look, will you treat me differently?" She doesn't want you to beg for proof. She wants you to show you can feel the tension without grabbing for it. A great response is something like, "I think I'd be fine. I'm more worried if you could handle someone actually respecting you." Say it calm, not cocky. You flip the script from performance to value. If you meet that "you couldn't handle me" line with grounded steadiness instead of ego, you separate yourself from most men instantly. You become the guy who isn't scared of her desire and also doesn't reduce her to it. And that changes how bold she's willing to be around you in the next situation. 3. She points out the body parts she's insecure about and watches you. You're on the couch watching something, or scrolling through photos together on her phone. The room is dim, the glow from the screen lighting up her face. Out of nowhere, she says, "Ugh, my thighs look huge here," or "My stomach is so annoying," and then she goes quiet for half a beat. Most people think this is just fishing for compliments. Most men toss out a lazy, "No, you look fine," while still staring at the screen. But what she's really doing is far more specific. She's showing you the exact place she worries you'll reject her and checking if you flinch. Inside, the monologue is brutal. "If you're disgusted by this, I'd rather find out now." She doesn't need a dramatic speech. She needs to feel you're actually looking at her, not just swiping past her insecurity. Turn your body toward her. Take a second, really look, then say something grounded like, "That's literally the part I like. You're way harsher on yourself than I am." Keep your tone calm, not overly intense, like you're stating a fact instead of trying to fix her. When you answer with attention instead of autopilot reassurance, you become the man who can handle her real body, not just her filtered one. And once she feels safe there, notice how the rest of her physical confidence around you quietly starts to grow, which sets up the subtler tests she'll run later. Before we keep going, if you want more straight-up, no-drama advice like this, write "more" in the comments. That's how you tell me this is actually useful for you. 4. She changes one small thing about her look and tests if you notice. You see her at work, or you meet up in the afternoon, and something is slightly different. Maybe it's a new neckline, a different lipstick, or jeans that fit closer. She pretends it's casual, but she's watching to see if you register it. Most men don't say anything until the change is dramatic, which quietly tells her she has to exaggerate herself to be seen. You don't need a speech. A simple, "You did something different today. I like it," with a steady look is huge. You show you're tuned in. That's the guy she feels okay turning the volume up around next. 5. She slides conversations toward wild nights and bad decisions, then backs off. You're texting late or talking at a party and she suddenly brings up crazy nights out, almost hookups, or "I was this close to making a terrible decision." Then, just when it could get explicit, she swerves away. Have you noticed this with women around you? Most men either drag the conversation into full-on dirty talk or pretend they didn't hear it. The smarter move is to sit in the middle. Try, sounds like you've got a mischievous side you don't always show, then pause. You're naming the charge without demanding more. That's how you become the guy she can tell the real story to later. 6. She lets the space between you shrink before she lets the talk get spicier. You're walking side by side, standing in a queue, or waiting for an Uber. Without announcing it, she moves just a little closer, shoulder brushing, hips almost touching when you stop. Only after the distance changes does she let the conversation edge into more personal territory. Most men focus only on the words, so they miss that she adjusted her body before she adjusted the topic. This is her way of asking, "Can my body be near you without you grabbing at it?" If you stiffen up or instantly escalate the flirting, she reads it as unsafe and retreats. Instead, keep your posture relaxed, match her closeness, and stay present in the conversation. You can even tease lightly. "You're getting brave today," with a smirk that says you've noticed but you're not rushing anything. Just like that first, "Is this too much?" comment earlier, you prove you can feel the shift without abusing it, and she'll test that in even clearer ways soon. 7. She brings up other women to secretly ask if you'd still choose her. You're talking, and she suddenly mentions some girl you follow, a coworker who's your type, or an ex whose body she's clearly compared herself to. On the surface, she's casual, even joking. Underneath, she's asking, "If she stood next to me, would you still want me?" Most men rush to deny everything, or worse, rate the other woman out loud. You can do better. Say, "I'm not really interested in her. I like how you carry yourself," and let your eyes stay on her a second longer. You're not just rejecting competition, you're choosing her. That answer changes how bold she feels testing you next. 8. She laughs off male attention but studies your reaction like a test. You're out together, maybe not officially a date, and some random guy at the bar checks her out, comments on her dress, or stares a little too long. She rolls her eyes, jokes, "Men are so weird," and shrugs it off. But while she's laughing, she's watching you from the corner of her eye. Most men either puff up and try to mark territory, or they act so detached they look like they didn't even notice. Let me be direct here. How you react in that moment shapes whether she ever risks turning her own dial up. If you go aggressive, she feels like her attractiveness is a problem. If you act blind, she feels alone with it. A grounded response sounds like, "Yeah, that was a bit much. You okay?" Then you move on. You're acknowledging she's desirable without panicking or punishing her for it. That's the energy a woman trusts with her sexuality. 9. She shares innocent, intimate details to see how quickly you sexualize them. You're in the car together or sitting with coffees on a Saturday afternoon, and the topic drifts to sleep habits, showers, what she wears around the house. She says something like, "I can't sleep in pants, I feel trapped," or "I always shower at night, I hate going to bed feeling sticky." Then she pauses, almost like she's checking if she said too much. Most men jump straight to a joke about her being naked, or they go weirdly silent and change the subject because they're scared of saying the wrong thing or being judged. What she's really tracking is your speed. How fast do you drag neutral intimacy into explicit territory? Inside, she's thinking, "Can I talk about my body like a normal human, or will you turn everything into a fantasy?" The move that sets you apart is to treat those details as normal parts of her life first. You can smile and say, "Makes sense. You seem like someone who likes to be comfortable." Then ask a follow-up about her routine instead of her body. You're signaling that her comfort matters more than your imagination. When you don't immediately sexualize the first opening, you show a level of self-control most men never demonstrate. That doesn't make you less masculine. It makes you the one she can later be explicit with on purpose. This connects directly to the little self-control dares she'll throw at you later, so keep this pattern in mind. 10. She sends better selfies at the exact times you're most likely alone. You notice she doesn't just send selfies randomly. They arrive at suspiciously specific times. Late evening when you've finished work, Sunday mornings when you're still in bed, or right after she knows you've been out without her. The lighting is kinder, the angle a little more flattering, maybe the neckline slightly lower than her usual posts. Most men just double tap, throw in a fire emoji, and move on. They don't realize she's not asking, "Do I look pretty?" She's asking, "Do you see me as desirable when no one else is watching, when it's just you and your phone?" Remember when we talked about you noticing small changes in her look? This is the digital version with higher stakes. She's seeing whether you respond like every other guy in her DMs or like someone who actually knows her. Instead of a generic flame emoji, try something more grounded. You look good. That color really suits you. Or, you always know your best angles, don't you? You're mixing appreciation with familiarity and a little playful challenge. If you ignore the pattern, she learns she has to go more extreme to get a reaction, or she stops trying with you. When you respond with intentional attention instead of thirsty overreaction, you become the man whose approval actually matters to her, not just another notification. And that changes how bold she's willing to be next time you're face to face. 11. She pretends she needs your opinion on an outfit she's already committed to. You're on FaceTime or in her bedroom while she's getting ready, and she appears holding 2 outfits like she's stuck. You know her. She's decisive about almost everything else. Most men think she just wants attention and toss out a random choice while half distracted, but she's already decided what she's wearing. What she's really asking is, if I showed up looking like this, would you actually want me that way? Or is it too much for you? Stay with me here, because this is where most men check out mentally, and it's exactly where you stand out. Put your phone down or turn your body toward her. Look properly. Then say something specific like, I like this one. It shows off your legs in a way that really works on you. You're not drooling, you're deliberate. You become the guy who can give clear approval without sounding like every other guy in her comments. And that quietly reshapes how she sees herself around you. 12. She starts little dares about your self-control when you're close to her. You're standing next to her, leaning against a kitchen counter at a house party when she says, I bet you're the type who can't behave if someone sits too close, and nudges her hip nearer. Most men either protest too much or take it as permission to grab. She's not inviting chaos. She's seeing if your desire has brakes. Remember when she told you about her sleep habits and watched how fast you went sexual? This is the live version. If you can smile and say, I'm better behaved than you think, while staying put, you show you're dangerous, disciplined, and unlike the men she's used to. 13. She moves from playful touch to total stillness and waits on you. You're in the car together, music low, and she keeps playfully slapping your arm when she laughs, nudging your shoulder at red lights. Then, out of nowhere, she goes quiet and lets her hand rest on your forearm. Most men either freeze like a statue or instantly grab and intertwine fingers. She's not just touching you, she's asking, can we sit in this charge without you rushing or recoiling? If you keep one hand on the wheel, relax into her touch, and let it stay without overdoing it. You show her you're the man who can hold tension, not chase it or run from it. 14. She goes quiet after a flirty message to see what you do with it. You're texting at night and she sends something with a little spark. You'd be dangerous if you were here right now. Or a playful selfie with a caption that leans suggestive. You answer, the energy's up, and then she goes silent. Most men panic text, double message, or pretend it never happened next time they talk. What she's actually checking is simple. Do you hold this energy respectfully, or do you punish me for not escalating? The next day, you can say, by the way, you were bold last night, with a smiley. You show you noticed, you're not needy, and you're safe to be bolder with. 15. She lingers in the doorway like she's waiting for you to rewrite the ending. You've walked her to her car or to her front door after just friends hanging out. The goodbyes are technically done. You've hugged, you've said, get home safe. But instead of turning away, she stays there in the doorway, hand on the frame, body angled toward you. You feel that tiny pause stretch. Most men mumble one more joke, wave and retreat, then later wonder why things never move forward. This is the in-between space all those earlier moments have been leading to. You noticing, you holding tension, you not rushing or shutting down. She's checking if you can acknowledge the energy without dragging her inside like a movie cliche. You don't need a grand gesture. Take half a step closer, let the silence breathe, and say, I really like being around you, you know that? Then hold her eyes. If she leans in or doesn't move at all, you've got your answer. You're no longer the guy who misses these pauses. You're the one who recognizes the doorway as its own kind of question. 16. She tells stories of times she felt used and watches if you flinch. You're sitting across from her at a quiet cafe or side by side on a park bench when she starts talking about past experiences where she felt pushed, pressured, or taken for granted. Maybe she says, I did things I wasn't really ready for just to keep the peace, then laughs it off like it's no big deal. Most men either rush to bash her exes or slide past it with, yeah, that sucks, because it's uncomfortable. But this is one of those moments where what you do next changes everything. Inside, she's thinking, if I give you the map of where I was hurt, will you drive the same road? Look her in the eyes and say something like, I hate that you felt you had to do that. You never have to prove anything like that with me. Let it land. You're not auditioning to be her savior. You're positioning yourself as a man with standards for how intimacy should feel. You become the opposite of the guys in her stories, and that contrast is exactly what makes your approval matter more. 17. She calls herself innocent while deliberately breaking that image around you. You're out together in the daytime, brunch with friends, a walk through the city, and she keeps joking, "I'm such an innocent one," whenever someone teases her. But when it's just you two, the jokes shift. She'll say, "People think I'm so good, but I'm really not." Then hold your gaze a little too long. Most men either treat her as the pure girl forever or try to drag her straight to the opposite extreme. Both options miss what she's really asking. Can you handle that I have both sides without putting me in a box? From her perspective, sexual approval isn't just, "Do you want me?" It's, "Can I bring my messy, playful, provocative self out around you and still be respected?" You show you're that man by saying something like, "I like that you're not just one thing," and backing it up with how you act. No slut-shaming jokes, no pedestal. When you do that, you're not just someone she flirts with. You're the one she can actually let the not-so-innocent version of herself breathe with. 18. She asks exactly what you notice first on a woman's body. You're lying on opposite ends of a couch, or maybe on voice call late at night, both too awake to sleep. The conversation drifts to attraction, and she suddenly asks, "Okay, be honest. What's the first thing you notice on a woman's body?" Most men treat this like a trap or like a free pass to say the most explicit thing they can think of. They either fake sainthood or lean into locker room energy. But that question is sharper than it sounds. She's really asking, "If I gave you full permission to look at me, would you still see more than parts?" Inside her head, it's a tug of war. "I want you to want me, but I'm scared you only want the pieces." If you answer with something purely physical, she files you with every guy who's reduced her to curves. If you answer with something vague and saintly, she feels unseen. The sweet spot sounds like, "Yeah, I notice bodies. I'm still human." But what actually hooks me is how a woman carries herself, the way she laughs, the way she moves when she's comfortable. Say it like you mean it, not as a performance. Here's the quiet truth most people never say out loud. She doesn't want you to be blind. She wants you to be honorable with what you see. When you hold both, honest desire and respect, you become the man she can finally stop hiding from. And once she feels that, what she tests next will be less about, "Do you want me?" and more about, "Will you still want me when the performance drops?" Which is where this is all heading. 19. She engineers accidental alone time you have to actively walk into. You're at a group hangout, a work event, or a party, and somehow you and her keep ending up as the last two packing up, walking to the car park, or waiting on the pavement for rides. She could have left with other people. She could have timed things differently. Instead, she forgets something inside, slows her pace, or says, "I'll just wait with you," like it's nothing. Most men tell themselves it's coincidence and hurry through it. But this is where that question from the beginning of this video comes back. If I turned the dial up, would you still respect me? By staying there with you, away from the noise, she's risking being seen wanting your company. That's her version of vulnerability. Inside, she's thinking, if I give you this space, what will you do with it? This isn't the time for a crude suggestion or for acting like you're scared of your own attraction. The move is simple and brave. Slow your own pace, match her energy, and name the connection without forcing an outcome. I always end up enjoying it when it's just us. Then be quiet for a second. If she lights up, steps a little closer, or stretches the moment instead of cutting it, that's your confirmation. You're no longer just the safe guy or the flirty friend. You're the man she's quietly been trying to get alone with, hoping you'd notice and step all the way into it. 20. She tests whether you still want her when she stops performing sexy. You're back at your place or hers, not on a big night out, just a random evening. Her makeup's off, hair thrown up, oversized t-shirt instead of the outfit that made heads turn earlier. The jokes are softer, the lighting less forgiving. Most men secretly treat this version as the off mode, the in-between until she's dressed up again. But this is the real exam. She's asking, if I stop performing, do you still see me as someone you're drawn to? Or does your interest depend on the costume? This is where everything you've learned here comes together. Sit closer. Let your hand rest on her leg or waist in a way that feels calm, not possessive. Tell her, you know you're just as attractive like this, right? And don't make it sound like a consolation prize. When your desire shows up for her unfiltered self, you answer the question she's been asking since the first, "Is this too much?" comment. You're not a man who needs her to prove she's sexy. You're the one who makes her feel that way by how you see her. Up next, discover what she does when trying to turn you on, or learn how to spot the 30 signs she wants you physically. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more.